When April arrives and spring break comes near, it is time to celebrate and to cheer. We pack our bags with sunscreen and flip-flops, leaving our suitcases for room to shop. After half a year of hard work and stress, we're pumped to put on our party dress. Cancun is the perfect place for spring break. We just want to have fun for heaven's sake. With beautiful beaches and pretty skies, we'll lounge on the beach next to pretty guys. We're ready to go on the trip today. When we arrive, we'll jump and shout hooray!
We will follow 5 people who are friends and watch to see how their vacation ends. Now, before we embark on their journey, I'll show you their flaws and soon you will see. The songbird is a girl of 16 years who likes to have fun and loves a good cheer. Her outfits contain short skirts and high heels. She knows the pain that beauty makes you feel.
Oh, 1 second. In 3, 2, 1. Achoo! She sneezes every 40 minutes. She sneezes so much there is no limit.
Singing is her hobby and she won't stop. She'll sing jazz, hip-hop, classy, pop, anything. She can't stop her singing to any tune. Even when told to be quiet, she will always croon.
She does vocal warm-ups in the morning, even after giving many warnings. Bragging of how she'll be a big star, we all hope she'll get hit by a car.
No one is as kind and as humble as she. To this statement, all in the world would agree.
Around others, she is always happy, and when with animals, she is sappy.
To her, she's the example of perfect, but to everyone else, she's a reject. Along for the ride with the best of friends, hoping to see them in a whole new lens.
Entertainer was born with a gift, with a raging desire to uplift. She only cares about people's surface. Hearing their interest and hearts is worthless.
She judges everyone except herself, always putting her feelings on a shelf. She acts both obnoxious and boisterous, cutting people off, leaving them voiceless.
To block intimacy and emotions, protecting her heart from being broken. Talking about others makes her happy, not accepting that her life is crappy.
Dressing loud, bright, flamboyant with such a need, finding faces that disappointment leads. Nevertheless, she is ready to go. Always packed bags, she cannot say no.
The entertainer loves her flaws and all. She is finally ready to have a ball. Each story the storyteller writes, she treasures. Stories have distinct sides, pleasures.
The same peculiarity goes for the storyteller, as parts of her can be such a yeller. Tall stature, broad shoulders, a robust stance, she appears taller than her actual advance.
Big and brown hair and eyes, pale and soft skin. Albeit the brain underneath will always win. Ever creating and thinking in her head, she forever seeks new ways to keep the block dead.
Yet, while she seems to be away in some dreamland, living her life free from care, at large and grand, she loves learning on all she craves in sight, and so maybe she can put some in new indite.
Although she comes off better in writing, sarcasm and vulgarity go highlighting. Both cynicism and pessimism verge on madly, and as her mind runs, she can sing eternally.
Quiet yet so loud, whatever suits the climate, whatever suits the heat of the temperament. Contradictions tumble one after one. She trips over herself, inflation as one.
From infancy she was destined to be the boss, the rule they all needed to see. Now called the boss lady, she was diseased, plagued by a need for perfection indeed. With a hint of micromanaging too, she bustles around planning what to do.
Along with her title and daily life, she dresses exactly as a housewife. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a crime, and a fashion crime fixed well with a dime.
Honestly, her appearance frightens me. At her age, she should not look as old as he. Even with her mom bag adding to this, she still commands attention with a kiss.
With her constant nagging and cursing bombs, she's still loving and gentle as a mom. Even though she made this trip possible, her morning perkiness is not stoppable.
All her flaws aside, she fits the job best, but beware she can be a kind of pest. Along with the group was the peacekeeper, making sure arguments don't get deeper, riding along quieter than the rest, and is sure to help make the trip the best.
Although she may seem calm and composed, when pushed to her limit, anger's in short. She's not as loud as all of her other friends, except when she's putting things to an end.
Just casually, but still looking pretty. She's ready for a trip out of the city. Carrying one bag to bring on the trip, and making sure everyone's bag should fit.
Keeping quiet and hiding her anger sometimes leads to problematic danger.
Only her family knows of her flaws, her friends thinking she has no need for claws.
Problems heighten and can't be resolved. Her temper is lost and problems unresolved.
Excited to be with friends on the trip, she hopes the plans won't end up in a rip. Now we'll begin to tell about their tales. Although their intentions may end up a fail, it will be fun to watch and make you laugh, to gain fun from their flaws on their behalf. We will follow them on their excursion, with me telling the truest of versions. We'll judge their stories to see who will win. To not participate would be a sin. The judge of the stories will be the boss.
To participate, there will be a cost. Their stories must have a start and an end. The rest is up for debate, my friends. The winner will get to take all the loot. The judgment is final. There is no dispute. They will each tell their tales along the way to keep the trip entertaining and gay.
The storyteller is the one to start. It is said her stories are works of art.
Ugh, entertainer, can you turn that off?
Can you turn off?
Beauty never turns off. Something you wouldn't know.
Ooh, roasted! What the You stupid!
You're gonna get us all killed. We've been friends since kindergarten, and we're going on a trip. We all have to be happy.
Yo guys, if you guys could be quiet, that'd be awesome.
The things I could say about you right now.
But don't. And storyteller, just go back to whatever you were doing.
Gladly.
Glad as anything else you do. Way you make it, a boy act like a clown.
Can you just shut up? Are we even there yet?
We're almost there, just a few more hours.
I can't take another minute of this. So, what are you guys doing?
Not much. I'm just scrolling through Twitter. I'm so bored.
Same here.
Why are you whispering?
I can't strain my voice with unnecessary speaking.
Oh, you don't want to straighten your voice now? Why don't you just shut so you don't have to say a
But I still have to train for my competition when we get back.
Hey Songbird. Okay, throughout this whole trip, I've written you a story.
Oh, really? That's so sweet.
I mean, how can I not? You've only been making noise, singing this whole time.
I'm honestly so touched.
Oh, that's so sweet. Far, far away, and it's just as long ago, there was a young girl with a boundless glow. She has a soft, thick, opulent auburn hair, and in the sun of her smile,
As she
there was
possessed
such a
skies,
glare.
oceans, blue jay with eyes, a blue to drown in and refuse to struggle. Although her beauty was something to juggle, she had the most beautiful, mellifluous voice. Anyone in the entire village first found her gift one cold autumn day. The girl woke up for breakfast on the day's bed and went to the kitchen to find her mother, promptly tossed on the floor like paper. The girl looked at her, knowing what that meant. Another day playing mother. The girl left her and picked up the bucket by the door and set out for the river down the hill and by the shore. As she knelt on the shore, filling the water bucket, a bird landed upon her pants pocket. The bird sang a rain of ranges up at her, and the girl sang them back to the bird without blur. The girl and the bird harmonized back and forth, and the girl sang with everything, henceforth. As she washed, made dinner for her sisters, as the grocery shopping, and her sleepless. After a while, she stopped talking totally. When someone addressed her remote, she would reply with the sweet notes the bird taught her years before. At first, her new talent was a delight to the bleak, colorless village, but it eventually became a scrimmage that even annoyed the bird who taught her. Or that's what his friends close to him had heard. Though, in reality, he was incredibly jealous. His voice was once the voice people did relish. Finally, one day years later, the bird snapped and plotted. In the middle of July, the dead of summer, when the girl laid down that night for her slumber, and after she sang lullabies to herself, the bird slinked through her window like an elf. He climbed over her body, stood atop her chest, and ripped out her vocal cords with zest. The girl woke up to scream in terrible pain, but, you guessed it, attempts were in vain.
So the girl sang nor spoke ever again, and the floor was quiet, and finally the birds to gain.
Why would you tell such a terrible story? I can't imagine how awful it must be to not be able to sing.
Entertainer, what are you writing about in your book?
Oh, it's just little stories I've written. You know, it's how I express myself when I don't know how to express my emotions.
Why don't you tell us one of them?
Okay, I'll read my newest one. There once was a girl who had 2 brothers. She lived with her father and her mother. But she was often left to be alone. She would always feel like she was disowned. The only thing that gave me attention was playing with my dolls, did I mention? They were driving down the highway one night. My parents tried to stop my brother's fight. They ended up crashing into a truck. Taking their eyes off the road caused bad luck. Trying to save them was impossible. They were quickly rushed to the hospital. I know the doctors had tried their best. My family was finally put to rest, leaving me alone in the big world. When I found out, all I could do was hurl. Even with family, I felt so alone, turning my warm heart into cold stone. Always overshadowed takes a huge toll, but now guilt takes all the worth in my soul. I was once a very happy young girl. All of a sudden, my world was a swirl. All I ever wanted was a family. Jealous of other people naturally. Insulting people with what keeps my sanity. Shielding myself from reality. Labeling people with profanity. The accident changed me from who I was. People ask, why must I be loud? Because I can't remember a life before.
Entertainer? I thought you said your parents were dead.
Perfect timing, we're here.
Finally! I was afraid the stuffy air was making my vocal cords irritated.
I can't with you guys anymore. I've had enough of you people and your nonsense, fighting and telling horrible stories to each other. I'm just done with all of you.
It's okay, guys. I never really liked her anyways.
Yeah, we don't need her anyway.